The players have been sat about waiting to come on to play. You get a few ends. Yeah, just a few ends tend to be a struggle, and just to let the viewers out there know, apparently we've had a few technical issues this evening, a few gremlins in the camp. So if you are only just joining us, welcome to the Cooperative Funeral Care International Open 2017. Blackpool Newton Hall Indoor Bowls Club here, and we're into the evening games on this first day. Andy Thompson, MBE versus Murray Glassy. You've only missed the first end. The man on the mat there, Andy, scored a 3 at the first end. And we're into the second end. I'm joined in commentary by the Australian qualifier Kurt Brown. Like I say, my apologies if the streaming has only just come on view for you. Again, just a couple of technical issues. Thanks for joining us this evening.
Murray needs to put in a solid bowl here. He's in a little bit of strife, dropping a 3 on the first end and 3 down there, maybe 4. Can't really tell. Both players opting to play that bigger hand, the forehand, away from the commentary box again.
He's just got to slip past that short ball of... I don't think he has. I think he's into it. Well, he might have even turned it in for the 4 now.
4 shots, Andy Thompson.
Well, I'm not sure of the scorecard from last year's game, Kurt. I've not got it here, but I'm sure it didn't read 7-0 after 2 ends.
No, it's certainly not the start Murray would have wanted in this match.
He's just left the rink at the corner. Perhaps we say over here sometimes you need to have a word with yourself in the office. Perhaps that's what he's having, a slurp of his water there. Like you say, not the most ideal of starts.
I suppose if you're going to drop them, you drop them early. Give yourself a chance to catch up. Also, beauty of sets play, you know. If things don't go his way the next couple of ends, well, you know that you start fresh again in the second set.
That worked for Scott Edwards.
It did.
Andy will be well aware that this is the man he played last year and that it was a fight for him to get over the line in the second round. So it won't have been the idealist of draws for him. Jason and Louise Norris there, sat in the crowd watching. Good Sunday viewing. If you do want to come down to Blackpool Newton Hall to watch, give the club a ring first, just check there's tickets available. I'm reliably informed we are a sellout for tomorrow. Great lineup of games tomorrow for you. Irving King versus Kurt Brown. The gentleman sat next to me is first up in the morning. Then we have Rob Paxton versus Tony Webb. Alex Marshall, MBE, versus Super Bowl champion here, Billy Jackson. Then the 2 local lads, Mark Dawes versus Chris Gale. Then we've got Mark Rawl versus young gun Connor Sinato. And then Darren Burnett plays Paul Maynard. Great lineup tomorrow. Don't forget to join us if you can. Getting a bit of a scrappy end here, Kurt. Just not... neither player really settling down, but big chance there for Murray that he hasn't taken, really.
Murray just seems to be, scrapping around to find his rhythm. Notice he played the forehand away from the commentary box last end. Very big hand, but he's playing the forehand back again.
A loose bowl there from Andy Thompson as well. The temperature does change in the stadium here. It's been very, very hot this afternoon. I know a couple of the players said it was very warm out there, the umpires, but a few people have left the seats to go and have the dinners. It might have just changed the pace slightly.
One man.
Well, fortunately, Murray is only one down here. Really needs to trying to get on the board here.
We will have had a lot of games to play to get here. Same with the Australian qualifiers, Kurt. You'll have had a number of games to play to get here. How many games can you... I know that's a few months back to ask, but just to explain to the viewers, it isn't just one or two, it can be 5 or 6 that you're having to play to get through.
Yeah, I think in the in the Queensland qualifying, I played five matches to win the Queensland leg, and then I had to play another further 2 matches against New South Wales and Victorian qualifiers. So a total of, you know, probably 7 or 8 matches just to get here.
Oh, Murray, can you make the adjustment here?
Looks a bit tight.
He's tight and short. Can he promote his own into the head? Not enough.
2 shots, Andy Thompson.
9-0 to 3 ends.
Set score 9-0 after 3 ends.
Well, we've been saying this earlier about, and Murray really doesn't come into the category of a newbie to the events, because obviously he's qualified before, but sometimes you just have to shake things up a bit and start reaching into heads to try and give yourself a chance, or you find seeds like Andy Thompson running away from you. I mean, that's a convincing lead of 9-0 after 3 ends.
Jack length 28 metres.
I think Murray needs to change something, Kurt.
Yeah, well, unfortunately for Murray, Andy hasn't really set the world alight yet either, and given him anything to actually, you know, to have a go at, to play some weight at. Quite frankly, the first 3 ends, I think every head's been quite scrappy from both players. It's a better opener there.
Good view of the crowds there.
Andy's still sticking on that big side of the rink, and Murray's changed his hand now to the tighter side. It does take quite a few ends to settle into a match, no matter what match you do play, and regardless whether you play on the surface a lot, it's always a little bit different. The atmosphere's a bit different. This first few ends, yeah, it can be quite difficult just to settle in. And in sets play, unfortunately, you know, the first set's gone if you don't sort of get there, you know, get it early. As you're seeing here with Andy and Murray.
I'd say it's all a question of just settling in and finding your weight, and as a qualifier you don't want the seed to settle first.
Better here from Murray.
Glances off it, rests in.
1 green. 1 green. 2-inch gap.
He's been a good track here.
The red bowl here, is that in relation to the kitty?
The second bowl, 1/2 inch past Jack high.
Murray will switch to the back end here again. Nice full confident draw is really what he should be looking at here. Well, he's in the ballpark.
What he doesn't want to do is turn his own bowl once, because it might take the jack to Andy's.
1 green.
'Cause that's probably not a good thing. I think he's probably made it a bit better for Andy now, down there on the forehand. something to work off.
Club members there enjoying the day's bowls here. Worth making the most of it if you're in Blackpool when you get the chance to see the best players in the world just on your doorstep. Well, Andy's looking to play that shot, turn the green bowl.
1 green.
Don't really know what Murray can do now to try and score another shot, to be fair.
Soft draw on the forehand, I think, is probably his only
Mm.
option. Send it out high.
Touch his own bowl in, a touch would help. What he doesn't want to do is any movement on the jack.
Looks to be quite a fairly safe line.
As you mentioned before, it'll swing off that hand. Got to be perfect weight now. Close.
Played this very well. Great effort.
If it's sat down. It's a good
And
effort.
John Murray Glassy.
Well, it gets him on the card.
Set score 9-1 after 4
Here we see
ends.
that shot of Murray Glasses. Reaches to the red bowl and sits down for shot. Great bowl there. Might see a change of length here. Yeah, Matt's come up. It's running, yeah.
Jack length
Just didn't go off.
28.5 metres.
Mark at
28.5.
Francis Fletcher just setting the jack there. Tony Hatch, the umpire, just telling us that it's 27.5 metres.
It's a pretty fair opener. A bit short. He's finding his line a bit better on that tighter side of the rink.
Telling me earlier that you're staying on site and actually in shared accommodation with Murray.
Yeah, I'm sharing with Murray and his partner Anne Marie, and also with Steve Halmeyer, who will be up against Jason Greenslade in the game following this one. So I've got to know Murray over the last couple of days.
Needs to just reach on that line. Yeah, there's apartments and caravans here on site. Most of the players, if they get in early enough, opt to try and stay on site. It's not always easy because, as we've now been here for a number of years, they tend to get sold out very quickly for people wanting to come and spectate and watch. But if you can stay on site, it saves having a lot of travel at the venue. It's a great ball from Andy Thompson there.
This might be a good opportunity for Murray to loosen up a little bit.
Yep, looks like a runner off the backhand. Hangs off just there. You've got to be perfect weight to play either of the backhand as runners. I think Andy's just running for cover here, as we would say, covering the re-spot.
It's done it pretty well. I think Murray's got to attack this again.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, just even loosening up a bit. He's 9-1 down. If he drops another 2 at this end, it's starting to go very dark in this first set.
Changing his hand and drawing the shot. A pretty good line.
I think he's fairly close if his weight's good.
Difficult shot there, trying to draw that on the forehand.
Yeah, the backhand still looked favourable to me because any turn on Andy's bowl, if he could get to it, would even possibly just punch the jack out to his own green ball behind. Andy will just look for a draw now down on this forehand. Get third if he can, but he'll be happy to cover the back bowl. It's just coming to your screen shot there of Murray's, and this looks very good.
Well played.
Oh, that's a great bowl.
It's almost a perfect end there from Andy.
Andy Thompson.
Set score.
Great two
1
opening
of
bowls
5
and
ends.
covering the spot and then counting with the last.
12-1 after 5 ends. It's very, very interesting, really. This is one of those classic examples of, we looked at the draw before the start of the event, and this was the one that we thought of today's games might have been really nail-bitingly tight. And we're sat here with the 12-1 lead for the
27.
Andy Thompson fan club. Currently ranked 8 in the world. Now nicknamed the Statesman of Bowls. Great start again here from Andy. Plays a lot of bowls as Andy, so this sort of rink will not be daunting to him. A lot of the top 16 prefer to be playing these events on the portable rink, but this is a bona fide rink here at Blackpool Newton Hall, and that certainly won't faze Andy.
About 4.5 inch gap.
This is just a question of counting away the ends now for Andy Thompson.
I think this is a good opportunity for Murray to try a few different things and try, you know, a couple of different hands, you know, just to set himself up for the second set. I think clawing this one back's not going to be easy. Very improbable. So he really should be concentrating on the next set now and working out what the rink's actually doing, because at the moment he's having a bit of a struggle.
That's a better bowl.
Playing very well, Andy.
He's playing with Taylor Ace bowls. They certainly seem to be swinging nicely for him off that hand. Oh, he's under a line here, Kurt. He just seems to be a little bit all over at the moment. He seems to be struggling for line and pace.
Maybe he needs to tuck that collar down of his.
Oh, you're referring to one of my pet hates there, Kurt. Half a collar stuck up.
Anne Marie, if you're watching, go and tuck his collar down, will you, before the second set?
I was trying to see if Anne-Marie was actually in the crowd somewhere, but she's obviously hiding from our cameras.
1 red. I'm out cold. Murray has 4 timeouts remaining.
Well, Murray, can we make a difference here? Just needs to start changing things a bit. Under the line again.
It's probably a good opportunity there for him to really wind up and, you know, just get that frustration out.
1 shot, Andy Thompson.
13-1 after 6 ends.
Set score 13-1 after 6 ends.
Like you say, I think he needs to just settle down now. Just a question now of Andy Thompson getting rid of the ends here. 3 ends to go. Murray would need to score 3 fours to tie this set. It's a hard ask. We've had a 4 scored already in this game by Andy Thompson on the second end, but a huge ask against the world number 8 Andy Thompson. Just pulled up short, but like I say, he's as we would sometimes say, stopping 4, just stop a counter 4 and the first set's in his back pocket.
Murray's ball position in that.
Murray's ball
The other
is
Australian
7
qualifier there on the left.
time.
Dave Rankin from Western Australia.
He faces Les Gillett on Tuesday afternoon. We already know that Les Gillett isn't in the building because we know he's listening to us on the streaming. Shout out to Les. Oh, 2 better opening bowls from Murray here.
It's pretty important that he scores on this end. This will be shaping up to be the last end of the first set. Important that he scores just for his own confidence going into the second set.
It's a good ball here from Andy Thompson. Like we say, I don't think there's much chance of Murray scoring a 4 here. He has got the 2 bowls to the right of your screen, but he'd have to chip the jack out that way and stay with it. And this looks under.
Any chance of scoring a 4 is gone after that bowl.
Andy Thompson will be looking to cover any danger. Just probably a little bit shorter than what he wanted. Still back to the middle. He's certainly finding his line well at the moment. He's got to flick the jack out now to the left-hand side, sorry, the right-hand side of your screen, left-hand side of the rink. I think he's just under again.
One shot in the first set, Andy Thompson.
So Andy Thompson takes the first set 14-1. In the last game, the world champion was 11-1 the first set, but then lost the second set. Can Murray Glassy do the same? and fight a big comeback in this second set. I think he's got to change things about a bit, Kurt, really. He's got to get in early.
Win one of the first 2 ends, that's his goal.
Thoughts going on in that head, Murray. Stay calm. Let's try and get in early. Experienced player.
Jack length 29 metres, 29.
When you're in positions or situations like this, I'm a big believer in going to extremes. I think if Murray can win this end, he should either go tee to tee or very short. Another good opener here.
On a good track.
It's just what he needed.
Might rest him for shot.
1 green.
1 green.
On yours or the shot? Both. Murray's 1.25 inches, yours is 3 inches.
I think it might force Andy to change hand here.
It is 3 inches past Jack High.
I don't know that he's really even played a bowl in this hand yet in this match, going this direction. Played 1 bowl, I can remember.
1 green.
Not a lot of room to slot another bowl in.
See, he's chasing his bowl here, it's a good sign. Get a bit of the nerves out, or frustration, whatever it may be.
He's probably come up to have a bit of a look at where his green bowl's situated, because he'd ideally like to count at this first end. Wants to know what the angles are like. And he just underplayed. Great effort.
Ooh.
1 green.
Well, Andy's not got a lot of room here, but he's still similar to his last bowl. Oh, there's a great shot of Chief Umpire Alan Thornhill and Connor Sinato. Now, Connor is facing Mark Royal tomorrow. Mark is one of the seeds that struggled. He went out in the first round at the World Championships, and Connor loves this rink. He won the wild card on this rink to get into this tournament. He also was very successful at Super Bowl a couple of years back, so young man with a lot of confidence. That's one of the interesting games on the cards tomorrow. Has Mark Royal bounced back from his defeat at the World Championships? Well, not a tremendous amount of room to draw another shot here. I don't think he'll be worried about that, Kurt. I think he'll just be glad to get hold of the jack.
Very important that he did score this end, I feel. in this match, and like I said earlier, now's the time, I believe, to go to the extremes. I think he's got to go tee to tee or go minimum.
I suppose that depends on which he'll feel most comfortable playing.
Rolling up with him, we practice a lot tee to tee, so wouldn't be surprised if he stretches this out.
It's about a metre down, I think, from the tee.
I think he's changed the length at all.
Jack length 29.5 metres. 29.5.
Well, like you say, that's a bit of a surprise. This has been the length that Andy Thompson, just checking his watch there. He might be late for his dinner. Some players just do that out of habit. I'm sure Andy will join me at some point in time in commentary, and I shall mention that to him at some point.
A good start there for Murray. Starting to group them a little bit better now.
This looks on a good track. Andy keenly watching it.
He's playing very well. Pretty good line here, I think.
Just dipped under. It's only a question of Murray reaching that red bowl unless Andy can tuck this away now.
And he's playing very well.
Perfect bowl that. Takes options away from Murray now. Got to reach really.
A pretty good line here.
He's trotting up after it, he must like it. Rest the red bowl, it gives him a chance. I'm going to see that shot of Andy Thompson's again now. Almost the perfect bowl. Couldn't have played this any better. Couldn't have gone up and put it any better.
Andy has 4 timeouts remaining.
Andy's just taken one of his timeouts. Got 5 timeouts, that's 5 times that they can extend their time by 60 seconds. They can even take them back to back if they want. Once the 5 have gone, that's it. They're then restricted to the 30 seconds between bowls to deliver their bowl. This looks a very good track again from Andy.
Yeah, another good bowl.
Perfect bowl again.
Change of hands here maybe for Murray. Crack an egg.
Yeah, on the red bowl, as you say. He's having a good look at it.
Timeout call.
Called one of his timeouts. Right,
Murray
time
has
to do
3
that.
timeouts
Just take your
remaining.
time over it. Oh, great shot there. That's Mr. Kearsley on the left-hand side from the Partington's Holiday Centres. Mr. Kearsley and Mrs. Kearsley, big supporters of bowls. And then up next to him, if I got a quick glance of it there, I think it was Nicky Brett's mum, Mary. That means that the world #1's in the building somewhere.
One red.
He's turned that ball in to get second bowl.
I'm pretty happy with that.
He doesn't want him to get a count against him. Turn his own bowl here, Andy, and he could go worse because it might go off to the green bowl to the right-hand side of our screen. Just got to be careful here.
Nice safe line. Pretty good effort.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
Just the one shot, but it squares him up in this second set.
Set score.
Having won the first set,
after 2
Andy
innings.
would even get away with a tie in this set. Murray's the one that's got to make the moves here. I think that was possibly down to the length of jack that Murray set though, Kurt. I mean, we said that he could have done with changing things about a bit. Andy's been playing this sort of length within a metre or so.
Jack length 28.5 metres. 28.5.
So we've gone to exactly the same length that we have been playing, and that's right. Murray really needs to change this length if he wins this set. Andy just seems to be on autopilot on this length.
Yes, he seems to be quite comfortable. That's probably the loosest opener he's played for a few ends now. Needs to just run.
On his last ball.
2 feet short of jack line.
Andy just checking he can still get round that bowl. It's 2 feet short. Plenty of room for the maestro. Got to swing all the way back to the middle if it's a good weight. To just nudge his own, it'll nudge it in.
1 red.
Oh, good ball here from Andy. Oh, he's just got wrecked on his own, but it's still gone in for shot. I think Andy's probably holding 2 there.
Attacking.
Well,
Bit of luck here.
he might even have moved his own ball out for Andy to be holding 3. Definitely 2. You see that again, just under the line.
2 red.
Really wanted to be between the green and red ball and pick the jack up, but he was unlucky not to just turn his own ball into the head there. Possibly still just 2. just overplayed that, but it's not in a bad home.
Two red.
We think yeah, it's at least two. It's two red, so Murray's got to try and change something here. What you don't want to do is get into the middle of the second set and start having to chase shots. Looks down a good track. What's your weight like, Murray?
Oh, it's a great shot.
Oh, good bowl.
Really needed that.
Go again. Perfect line. Gets the jack. I don't know whether he's just tipped it
One
to
shot,
Andy
very
Thompson's
rapid.
red ball. No, it's just been declared one shot. That was good enough. That was a great bowl there.
Score
Didn't want to drop the
1-2
two.
After 3 ends.
But let's change this length, Murray.
Well, he's brought it up a couple of spots, which the metre distances in between those spots. Still gone long for me, I think. Has he sent it off? This is going at a... Yeah, I heard the thump.
Just as important in singles as the first bowl is rolling the jack and controlling the length, and I don't know that Murray's thinking about it too much at this point in the game.
Well, it's one of those things that we call criminal at this stage. If he loses this game, Murray, he will be very unforgiving of himself, I would think, of sending that jack off.
I should be careful of what I say. He might look back on this game later.
Jack length 29 metres, 29.
Something put in my bed or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's in co-commentary with me for your game yet, so just be careful. You never know.
He's a really likeable character, Murray. Once again, we've gone to 29 metres here on this jack length.
Yeah, looks like a good opener. Oh, that's a good bowl. This looks on a good line. Might just be a tad short.
We've just received a message from one of our Australian viewers. It's 4:05 in the morning over there in Australia, so hello to Australian pairs champion Jason Andrew Arthur, all the way in Bundaberg, Queensland, tuning in to watch this match.
That's dedication for you, being up at that time of day.
That is dedication. He says it's very hot back home. He wishes he was over here in the cool. To play at the same club together in Bundaberg,
Two green.
Tantitha Bowls Club, which has since closed down, and Jason and his partner Steve McNamee went on to win the Queensland Champion of Club Champion Pairs. And the following year went to the National Champion of Champions, and in between the two events the Tantitha Bowls Club was shut down, and Jason and Steve managed to win the Australian Champion of Champion Pairs in the last hurrah for the club. Something very special to Jason. Also was a Queensland representative, along with Steve McNamee, who is a current Queensland representative.
Yeah, we've seen a number of players over the years, good players come to play in the WBT events. Of course, we used to have a couple of Australians used to be in the top 16. Most recently, Kelvin Kirko, and then of course the great Ian Schuback.
Two green.
Oh, there we go. There's Mr. Kearsley and Nicky Brett's mum, Mary, enjoying the bowls there this evening. Nick Brett plays on Tuesday afternoon. He's the last game of the first rounds. but he's obviously arrived to get some practice. He plays Sean Nell from South Africa.
Pretty rough end here.
Not really sure what Murray was trying to play there. He was looking to draw to the back red bowl and just overplayed it.
Good bowl there from Andy.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
Well, it's keeping nip and tuck in this
Set
second
score,
set.
2-2
That draw
on
shot
scoring.
of Andy Thompson's takes him to 2-2. I wonder what length of jack we'll have. Will it be between 28 and 29 metres?
Almost put your house on it.
Kind of thinking it might be a good idea we didn't put a house on it.
Jack length 27 metres, 27.
That's the shortest jack length Andy's sent.
This could be good for Murray.
Two. Glass is still in this second set. Already seen 2 seeds go out in the first 4 games. Andy Thompson with that familiar delivery style. Keeps himself very fit. No creaking joints yet from Mr. Thompson. I think you might have overplayed this again, Murray. Great shot there of the trophy that all you guys are playing for this week. I wonder who will be picking that up on Friday afternoon. Great adjustment there from Andy.
Andy's not playing quite as consistent as he has been the last 2 ends. Be a really good time for Murray to play a good shot here.
Yeah, a chance to rest on that bowl as well.
He's going to get down enough. Looks pretty good.
Just get inside it.
Ooh. It's really a game of inches, isn't it?
Yeah, Francis Fletcher will have a look at that and let us know.
Very close, favour 1 red.
Oh, very close. Great judges, the umpiring team here at Royal Bowls Tour. We certainly, as players, rely on their judgment. Okay, they can be wrong sometimes, but it's very, very unusual that they are.
Very tight set, this one. All singles so far.
Now, has that rested it in or rested it out? Looks like 1 red from this angle. There's a good picture of Francis Fletcher there.
1 red and a measure.
Bowls himself as well. Good bowler, Francis. He's part of the Crown Green area as well. He comes into contact with Crown Green as well as Flat Green, just like the area is here in Blackpool. Of course, it's the home of the famous Waterloo handicap. Crown Green.
It's very good here, Murray.
Very close here.
This is a great shot. It's a great shot.
Plays that perfectly. Perfect line, perfect weight.
Change this length, Murray.
Set score 1-3 after 5 ends.
Interesting because the direction that they're about to play in, Andy Thompson's won every end in this second set.
Another dedicated follower back home in Australia. One of the ladies who play at my club, Monica Duff. She's up to watch this game here. Good morning, Monica. Sunny Australia. The sun wouldn't be up yet.
It's good to have all these viewers all over. We had a wide spread of different countries watching us this morning. I just pulled up short. Went for the longer length jack, just to 29.5 metres. But like you said, I thought he might have gone the full distance. Really needed to nail that as well, and just pulled up a couple of foot short.
The problem with not changing the length in the last few ends is now that he's getting towards the business end of the second set, it might not be such a wise idea to change the length now. I'd be trying to probably ride this length out and hopefully win this second set.
Well, he's ahead in it at the moment, 3-2. 4 ends left to play.
Last bowl is 18 inches short of jack high, 1 red.
18 inches.
18 to jack high.
Needs a good weight from this one.
Good shot.
No, great change of hands and got his weight perfectly.
A bit too high, quick.
Yeah, I thought he might have chosen to play that down the other hand, and he had his own bowl to use or rest Andy's shot bowl. It really just had to be the perfect draw down that forehand.
Surprised if Andy puts the pressure on here.
Looks good again. Yeah, great ball.
3 red.
It's probably a good time to change to his backhand now. Full draw underneath his own bowl there to the right of the screen. Rest the shot bowl or trail the jack and we'll roll his up. Playing bowls is a lot about percentages and reading ahead and realising where the majority of results can happen. And I think he's playing the right shot here.
He's in the area for it.
Let's get on to that red one. That's a good bowl.
That helps.
1 red.
He'll be very happy with that.
Because that was the shot I favoured him to play with his last bowl. At least he's got second bowl at the moment. There we go, down the backhand. Piece of his own ball would have helped, but he got second bowl perfectly, sat off it. Leaves Andy not as much room to try and get a second in.
Oh, it's a great
Great
shot.
bolt. Great bolt.
Start, Andy Thompson.
Still neck and neck here in this set.
Yeah, 3 ends to play. We
Sets
often
4,
say that the
43 on 5 ends.
7th end of a 9-end set's a crucial end, and Andy Thompson just gone into the lead, 4-3 here. And we're going to the 7th end. I really do feel that Murray has got to score at this end. A little bit of a conversation between the two players there. We were just checking how many ends had been played. Down a good track again here is Andy. Again, Murray down a good track. If he's a good weight, it'll come inside Andy's bolt. There we go, that's a good bolt. Great bolt. Close here. Just underplayed it.
Force Murray to change his hand here.
Yeah, it's taken Murray's drawing line away off that backhand.
Very relaxed guy, Murray. Doesn't seem to be phased by anything.
Andy's got a similar shot to the one he was trying before, just a little pound extra weight. Gets to shot bolt or tucks the jack away. Well, this will make it all the way back. Very close this time.
Oh,
Wow, got to touch on the jack as well.
One green.
mighty effort.
Well, that's not in a bad place. So I think Andy will just be looking to play a similar shot to his last. Just needs to get a fuller piece of the jack to tip it to his own red bowls.
He gets it right, he can make nearly a full count here. His weight was perfect with his previous bowl.
He's chosen a nice wide line.
Certainly out there. Then he'll come back from there. Well, Murray, here's your chance.
Really, really wants to draw another bowl in here.
Draw another one here and win the next end. He sets himself up pretty well.
See, very casual. He walks the mat with his hand in his pocket before he bowls. Just overplayed this though. That's a shame.
One shot, Murray Glassy.
But again, he's scored one shot playing in this direction. 4 all after 7 ends.
Score 4-4 after 7 ends.
Well, this is the direction we're about to play in. This is Murray's shot bowl just coming in here now. But then Andy blocked off his backhand, so he couldn't use it again. Going in this direction, what sort of length is Murray going to play? Every end in this second set in this direction, Andy Thompson's won.
Jump length 28
Nicely
and a half
stopping.
meters, 28 and a half.
Lead bowl very important here.
Pretty fair opener.
It's good.
It's a
Very good.
great opener.
Half an inch short of Jack Hine.
Andy will know that going one down this end is no different to anything else. If he goes one down, he only needs to score on the last end. A draw will be good enough to win the match.
Just overplayed that. But it keeps, it's a keep bowl there. You can always use it later on in the end. Trail the jack to it possibly. Short bowls don't help. But I've said many times, it's easier when you're sat here than it is when you're out there. Something different with this, Andy. I don't think this is reaching.
One green.
Well, if Murray can slot another bowl in here, it does put the pressure back on Andy.
I think he's on a pretty good line here.
I'm just trotting up after it. The weight doesn't look too bad either.
This is a pretty good shot here. Just to get right down now.
Nice
It's a
bowl
great
there.
shot. It's a great shot. Another Aussie qualifier again there in the middle.
Andy Thompson going quicker here. Can it hang on? Looks close. Oh, good
Oh.
shot. It was looking to just go under and it just hung on at the end. Green ball obviously went out the side confines of the
One
rink.
red.
One red declared. The bowling you shot there, I would think it would be the shot bowl.
It's got a bit of room here.
Murray's going to have to be close though, unless it gives Andy a chance to draw for 2 shots. Andy takes 2 shots at this end. He's really in control going into the last end of the second set. This has got to slip past that red bowl at least.
Oh, it'll do. It'll
Just
do.
did it.
Good bowl, Murray.
Green.
On green. Andy Thompson had bank on himself to draw this. All on pace. All this has got to do is pass the green bowl. Let's just come into your shot there and not go off the rink.
Oh, that's a good shot.
One shot, Andy Thompson.
Great ball there from Andy. Again, he's won the end, coming in this direction. Quite amazing how sometimes that works in sets, Kurt. So this is the direction that, just seeing Andy Thompson's bowl there, passes the green bowl. Perfect. Yeah, so this is the direction that Murray Glassy has been counting in, but he has to score a 2. Andy Thompson can afford to drop one shot because he would tie the second set. As he won the first set, it would mean he'd take the match. Murray Glassy's got to score a 2 at this end to take us into a tie-break.
Murray hasn't scored a multiple yet in this match. It's all been singles.
Well, that was a great opener. It's certainly been a fight for Andy this second set. Murray's stuck on his shirt tails.
Good opener here.
Good here. Looks like it's got shot as well.
It's not so bad that Murray lost that last end. I know he needs a 2, but he does. Losing that end gives him the last bowl for this end. He can just, you know, hold on to something and make something. You know, the way Andy's playing, I wouldn't like him to have the last bowl.
And close again here. Very close.
Lays down here. Yep.
That gets shot, I would think. Francis Fletcher will tell us in a moment. Yep.
How far is that ball off his...
5.5 inches.
He's changing his hand here.
We'll be wanting to play a reaching bolt to try and change something. Needs to reach. Oh, Murray.
It really is a nothing bowl.
Even if it had been a yard behind, it would have given him options. Club members there from Blackpool enjoying the bowls. They've been here all day.
Big day.
Now is the opening 2 days of the World Bowls Tour events tend to be longish days. 6 first round games today, 6 tomorrow.
Mm.
One red.
Well, that might have given Murray a bit of a help because it gives him a shoulder, but I do feel, Kurt, that he's got to change something with this bowl.
I'm really unsure about. I hate to think what he's thinking because I'm unsure about what he should play here.
Often the ladies I play with in nationals says different is good, and I think in this case different might be good for Murray. What do we think? Timer into the head to change something?
Well, if he can get onto the shot bowl and lay down, he will touch the jack enough for 2.
All on his pace. Needs to reach with this.
He's got to be up with this bowl.
Needs to reach with this.
All right, options.
Well, at least that's given him options now. He's got something behind. Andy Thompson will have seen that, and I would think would cover that green bowl now with a red bolt. The bolt to the right-hand side of your screen there now does give Murray Glassy options. Andy Thompson will just want to draw inside that bowl.
What do you do here, Janice?
Well, we've not seen him be very aggressive, but there is the possibility of taking all 3 bowls away.
Just clears his front one. All 3 of those, they will go.
Does that tell you that I'm quite an aggressive player there, Kurt? I mean, if he just wants to play the same bowl as his last, It's a very fine line to just pick up that jack and trail it. The option, if he got the red that's closest to the jack, as you see on your screen there, I think all 3 red bowls would go.
Murray has
I think-
one time out remaining.
I think it's really a draw off that red one to lay onto the jack, or it's a drive. I don't think the reaching shot's the right shot to play here.
No, he's having a talk to himself there. You know yourself, which is the shot that you fancy playing, Murray? Get to that mat, have confidence and play it. If not, world number 8, Andy Thompson, takes his place in the second round. And what are you going to do, Murray? He's played the timer again. Needs to move. Trotting after it. Needs to move quickly now. Very close.
One shot, second
It's a
set
great
for
effort.
Andy Thompson.
An interesting choice of shot. That was obviously the one he felt most confident with. But Andy Thompson moves into the second round, where he'll meet the winner of our last game today, which is Jason Greenslade versus Steve Halmy. I believe, Kurt, you're joining me again for the next game.
Once more, ladies
So,
and gentlemen, sure you
I am. I play a lot of bowls with Steve back home, so looking forward to commentating that one.
so we'll be with you after this short break, folks. Join us for the last game tonight. Thanks for your company.
few minutes after the match, then drop it.
Yeah. Seguindo aí, good way.
tea, please. Thanks. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last match of the day for the Co-op Funeral Care International Open here at Blackpool. And let's bring your players on. Well, your first player, ladies and gentlemen, is a former England international, emigrated to Australia. He's qualified from Australia, come all the way over here. Please welcome Stephen Halmay. And up against Stephen, ladies and gentlemen, he's the reigning World Pairs champion. He's a former Welsh and Scottish Open champion, ranked number 12 in the world. It is the Welsh Wizard, Jason Greenslade. With Janice Keller and Kurt Brown.
Not likely to be. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Co-op Funeral Care International Open 2017 here at a Blackpool Newton Hall Indoor Bowls Club, part of the Partington's Holiday Centres. And you're with us for the last game of this first day's play here. Delighted to be still with, I can't say joined in commentary because you're still with me in commentary, Kurt Brown, the Australian qualifier, because we'll clear up something before we start from Richard's introductions there. Steve Halmay, the gentleman in green, is correctly an ex-England international. He now does live in Australia, but he qualified for this event from the USA, the American qualifier. So he's here representing the American qualifier. And I'm reliably informed that he beat in the final Neil Furman to get here. And of course Neil Furman beat Jason Greenslade in the first round of the World Championships. But Jason's one of the top 16 that's on dodgy ground, and Steve Halmay's no stranger to these events, Kurt, so he'll be up for this game.
Yeah, I think so. Steve's a tough competitor. I play a lot of bowls back home with Steve, and yeah, I know what he's capable of. Obviously, Jason's got a lot to play for in this match as well, so an interesting one. Before we get too deep into this match, I'll give a big good morning back home to the lovely Judith Halmay, Steve's wife, and the brood of children they have back home in Australia. Good morning, Judith. Six children Steve and Judith have.
How does he fit in playing bowls? He's a very busy man, obviously.
He's a very busy man.
I've got a lot of time for Steve. He's qualified a few times for different events. He was back in November, he was at the Scottish International Open as well.
A very, very good singles player, Steve.
He was an England international back between the years of 1984 and 1997. Good pedigree. And on the mat, Jason Greenslade. I think we'll have to rename him Pinky, because I'm sure those bowls look pink to me. Look of determination on Steve's face there.
It was a pretty relaxing day today. I think he went into the town of Blackpool and caught a movie.
Looks good here. It sits, it's got a chance of getting shot.
Shot, please. What is it?
One red.
Look at the angle that that bowl is on. Can't believe that that hasn't just sat down. By that angle you can definitely tell that he plays with aero bowls. It's just sat on the grip. There you go, it's just sat on the grip there, the Z grip of the aero bowls, the grooves that Steve Halmai's playing with. Jason plays with Henselite bowls. Looks like this might just be under the line. He's not been frightened to go early though, Kurt, which is good to see.
Surprises me actually. You know, Steve's not normally the most aggressive of players. I like it. I like to see him play like that early.
And two of our stewards there busy talking away about what's going on. They've had a long day here today as well. This just shows Steve's bowl. It looks like it's tipping down and then it just rests on the groove. But just one shot to the current World Pairs champion. Won it in January in quite dramatic style at the last end. Playing with a new partnership together with Les Gillett.
Jack length 27.5 metres.
Represented Wales both indoors and out over many years as Jason. Still very competitive. A very, very supportive family at home. Good start. Unfortunately, this year Jason's just struggled, having got to the final of the Scottish International Open 2 years ago. He lost the first round back in November, and then he lost in the first round of the World Championship. So he's one of those players that's number 12 at the moment in the rankings. I think he'll still be top 16 next year, but he needs to start tying some games together moving forward to keep himself in the top 16, and he knows that. He knows there's a lot of pressure on this game, and that is a really good bowl from Jason. Steve Halmai always plays in shorts at these events. It's very warm out there. A few players have practiced in shorts. It's very possible to play in shorts or cut-offs, whichever you want to play in. But I would think, as we would say up north, it's a bit parky outside, so it's a bit chilly, so I would think he would have some trousers to change into before he goes outside.
I've never known Steve to wear pants when he plays bowls. Our state championships back home are in our winter, and Steve's always out there in shorts.
It's whatever you're most comfortable playing in, really. If he's used to playing in shorts, there's certainly no reason at these events why he can't. He played a runner again. He was saying he wasn't usually an aggressive player, but he's certainly, perhaps having watched a few of the games today, if he's watched any of them, even when he was out in Blackpool, if he managed to catch any of them on the streaming, perhaps he's heard some of our comments about trying to change things early.
Both men have a very unique style. Let's push this a bit high. It's a tough shot to play.
Two shots, Jason Greensland.
You just see Jason's second bowl coming into the head there. Played really well with these bowls.
Jack length 29.5 metres.
Yeah, good opener there, just gone that yard, but he'll be quite happy with that. Players playing opposite sides of the rink this way. All four good hands really on the rink out there. Very fair rink. Oh, there's a shot of Anthony Webb. Anthony plays Rob Paxton's second game on tomorrow morning. Oh, he sat there with a Diet Coke in front of him. Oh, he's showing very professionalism there, is Anthony Webb. That'll be one of the good games tomorrow. That's the game that follows yourself, Kurt. And Kurt plays Mervyn King first game up tomorrow. So if you can't stay with us tonight, remember, join us 9:45 live tomorrow.
I certainly won't be frequenting the bar tonight, Janice, before the big match tomorrow. Although I have fallen in love with the pints of bitter over here. A great bowl there from Steve.
I thought you Aussies have the reputation for lager drinkers.
Yeah, well we do, but yeah, Steve introduced me to the bitter, and I'm a big fan. I've been trying to bring it into my home club of Kawana on the Sunshine Coast.
Well,
we've got a few members from the UK who I'm sure would enjoy it.
Jason looks on a very good track here. Gets to the jack. Very close. Well, what a good bowl that was.
I'm playing much better than that.
He might have even tipped it to his own other bowl for two. Yep. Confirmation there of marker Tony Hatch. It's 2 red.
We might see a bit of an attacking shot here.
Now that's got to move. Just gonna hang off. Wasn't far away. I've just noticed, sat next to Tony Webb on the back row, there is actually Anthony Yip, who's the qualifier from Hong Kong, who faces Stuart Anderson. Tony and Anthony Yip were both in Scotland as well. I think they became pals up there, so it's nice to see them both remembering that friendship and sitting watching this game tonight.
Steve looks like he's going to drive at this.
Biggish target.
Much better shot, I think. Oh.
Oh. We'll have to see that one again if we can to see what happened there, because it seemed to come back up the rink. Here we go. Oh, it actually went sideways before it went back up. That's really, really unlucky. One shot to Jason, 4-0 after 3 ends.
That's scored 4-0 after 3 ends.
Definitely Steve had some misfortune there. There we go, that's the picture of Anthony Yip, he faces Stuart Anderson on Tuesday. His sister played at the World Championships, one of the biggest strikers I've ever seen in the female game. He was showing me a photograph yesterday of various different bowls over the years that she's split in half. Quite impressive, really. She was one of the ladies that qualified, didn't get quite as far as the last 32, but was definitely in the last groupings of qualifiers. Just missed out. This might just be going to drop short on Steve here. We were talking in the game previously, Kurt, about the fact that if it is a qualifier, really, when you get into ends 3, 4 and 5 in a 9-end set, you need to really start knuckling down. You don't want the seeds to run away from you.
Very important that Steve scores this end, I feel.
Well, Jason's given him the opportunity. 2 very loose bowls there.
It's a shot.
What can Pinky do this time? Needs to run. If he can just get the inside of the green bowl and sit off it. I think he's just been unfortunate there. Steve's still hanging on to shot there. Steve just overplayed this one.
On green.
Steve really would like to just get on the scorecard here. Settle down, shaking his head there. There's something wrong with this as well. This is quite a loose end. Steve's got a big opportunity here for counting 2. I'm sure the
On green.
all my supporters back in Australia will be urging him to draw another shot in here. Like I say, very distinctive style. All on his pace.
Get onto his own bowl.
Really did swoop behind there. I think it's just the one.
One shot, Steve Palmer.
Gets him on the card, which is what he needed. Don't forget, if you can't stay with us tonight, all the results are on worldbowlstour.tv. But hopefully you can stay with us. What better thing to do than listen to Kurt and I on a Sunday evening and watch some top-class bowls.
It's pretty clear the Australian people don't like this sleep. My wife Emma has just tuned in to watch as well, watch Steve play. It's 5 AM back home. The sun would be up by now.
It's a devil you hear in Blackpool, Kurt, really, isn't it? in what is going remarkably. I will just tell you, my co-commentator is going a little bit chilly in this commentary box. He's a little bit cool. He's already got another jacket on. So obviously the Aussie climate has not transferred to Blackpool for him.
Got good advice that it's all about the layers. Layers and layers.
I'm sure you'll warm up on the rink tomorrow morning.
Let's hope so. Playing back towards the commentary box. Steve stuck to the wide hand of the rink, and Jason's actually playing forehand around the clock. Playing the wide hand going away from the commentary box and the tightish hand coming back towards the commentary box.
Closer here. Sits down, it'll get second shot, I think.
One green.
Looks good again here.
That's a great shot.
And a great ball sat off the red ball as well. I don't think it'll have done enough to nudge the red ball out of third shot. It's one of the local lads watching that.
They couldn't have played that any better there.
No, it's nicely nestled in. Jason won't be short at this.
And he's going to clear his front one.
Two or three, please. Sorry.
Sorry, Steve.
Two or three, please.
I think it might
Two.
just be two, yeah. Tony Hatch just confirming that.
Let's be going for cover here.
I think Jason sort of set out his stall that he's going to play a timer. Normally very accurate with those sort of shots. That group's they're still here, they've been here all day. They've really enjoyed it. Spoke to me at lunchtime saying that they'd enjoyed coming down and watching. He's played this with a little less weight to try and time it round his front ball. He's very close. Got one away.
One green.
One shot, Steve
Let
Palmer.
me see it again. It just gets past the short red ball. One of the green balls just locks in. Tight set now.
Set score
4-2.
4-2 after 5 ends.
Four ends to play in this first set. We play 2 sets of 9 ends if you're just joining us. And if necessary, a 3-end tie break. We've had one of those tie breaks today, which saw the exit of the world champion Paul Foster, MBE. I think most of the qualifiers, Kurt, would be happily taking a tie break before they step out on the rink, because in a tie break, 2 balls can win you that.
Yeah, the tie break, you know, it can be a little bit of a lottery back home. Sort of all the events we play in that involve tie break shots count. So, you know, it's a bit different here. You know, you've only got to win the end, so it makes the game, you know, it is different, and it can be more of a lottery. But yeah, I think most qualifiers would be happy to go to a tie break, that's for sure. Oh, it's a good roll there from Jason. I think these guys will get better and better as this game goes on. I think the second set will be quite a good display of bowls. Both guys very good competitors and been very good bowlers for a long time. It's pretty close here for Steve. It's a great shot.
Great bowl. We said before the game started we thought this was one that might go to a tie break. Steve will want to making the most of these qualifiers, getting over here to try and get himself together some ranking points. And I mentioned Jason's looking to get the ranking points to keep himself in the top 16, so not that you don't want to win out there, whatever the circumstances. These two guys have got quite a bit on the plates out there.
Steve's got to probably play something much similar to his previous bowl. He can afford to reach here. Looks pretty good.
Good again.
Might see an attacking shot here, I would say.
Yeah, I think Jason will pick to play down there. Well, there's a good shot of Connor Sinato there again. And there, the new up-and-coming players. Yeah, close here. Backhand drive.
Oh, it was a bit stiff there.
Yeah, unlucky to just get the one bowl away.
He's finished in a very good spot.
There you go again. It just hangs off and just gets one bowl solid. I was looking for the two front bowls there that might have taken the closest bowl out.
Is the dot near your foot?
Back here.
The respot dot.
Race spot's back there.
Well, I think Steve was just telling us what he's going to play there because he was asking the marker, Tony Hatch, to show where the re-spot is. The marker can do that if a player asks.
It's always a touchy subject back home whether the marker's allowed to put his foot on the spot and indicate where it is.
Yes, there's various different discussions over here on those lines, but certainly at this level, the WBT, the markers can show where the jack is, if it's hidden, or where a re-spot is.
He's changing his hand here.
Harry!
It's calling it.
Shouting at it.
Harry, sit!
Oh,
Again, got one out, but not the two.
I thought he might have played a bit more weight at that, actually. I thought he...
One shot, Steve Howell.
Yeah, here we see it again. It gets the short bowl, which he was hoping was going to get onto shot bowl, but only took the one bowl away. It's getting tighter now. 4-3. Jason Greenslade won the first 3 ends of this set, but Steve Halmais replied by winning the next 3 ends. So, and we have 3 ends left to play.
Steve's opting to play short, Matt back and Jack short.
Just checking whether it's
That much over the tee.
asking if this is a length. Alan Thornhill, the umpire, just saying that it might need taping. Tony Hatch will have to send to the jack first, and then I'll have a look if this is a length. The umpires have marks on the side boarding to give them an indication, but it's only an indication. This is the way to check it. It's not up. That will be a disappointment to Steve. He's not sent that full length. So he's not sent it a full length. But we said in the previous game, it's all to do with jack control sometimes. It looked to be only a few inches short, but it didn't reach the length required. And Jason's gone a little bit further, mid-length.
Jack left 27 metres.
Becoming a real tussle this game, shot for shot. Jason's stalking after this ball. All on his pace here. Looks very good. Steve just looking to draw that off, which ball's just sat down and moved the jack.
Might work out well. It did.
Actually, if that hadn't have done that, I think he'd have been under the line.
On green.
That was very fortunate. Sometimes things like that can go against you, but Steve just got a little nudge on the jack, which was just enough, and he wouldn't have got that if that ball hadn't sat onto the jack and moved it.
Good track here. We'll get right back. Mighty effort.
Good end of bowls this from both players.
It's been a pretty high quality match so far. Like I said, both players have quite a lot to play for here. Steve will be looking to change things up.
Well, he's in the area. Gets the green.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot.
That's nice because it's changed it. It's
Is it one, please?
One
to see
green.
that shot of
the
Steve's
gap,
again.
The gap is 12 inches.
Just gets a piece of the jack, just flicks it over.
That's the sort of thing that separates top bowlers from good bowlers is reading heads, and you know, top bowlers realise that those are the sort of shots you have to play. You've always got to change the head, especially when you're playing somebody like Jason. You leave a shot like that there for him, well, never miss it.
Well, this should come all the way back to centre if it's a length. Jason's urging it on.
One green?
One green, yes.
Interesting that Jason might have 3 seconds there, Kurt.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Steve really needs another bowl on the head here.
Great minds think alike. It's that sort of a shot that Jason Greenslade loves playing.
Well, we've seen so far, he's got a pretty good eye for it. Looks all right here. Is he a bit quick? No.
It's pulled up nicely, that.
Very happy with that one.
2 green.
I'll give Jason something to think about now. He's probably back more to the forehand, maybe reaching up there to try and roll his or draw the shot.
He swings back to the last bowl of Steve's and sits off that. It would even possibly get shot for him.
I think the running shot's definitely gone. Trying to read his body language to see.
Is this overplayed?
Yeah. Yep, Steve wins yet another end. 4 ends in a row. I'm sure we'll see the mat on the tee and the jack short.
He takes the lead as well. Having gone 4-0 down, he's now 5-4 up with 2 ends to play. Totally different game now.
We'll just go back to that third bowl that Steve played that in when he played essentially Jason's shot and reached up there in the backhand, you know, and he hit that jack. It's really tidied that end up for him.
Nicely turning the mat round there so that the sponsor's logo looks at our TV. And we've obviously got Steve well trained. It's interesting because some players prefer a mat a certain way round. Talking about sports people being very superstitious the other day, and that was something that cropped up in conversation, is that there's some players that like the mat to be a certain way round. There's a player at our club, good young player, Dominic McVitie, I know he likes the mats to be a certain way round.
Yeah, it's funny how sports people develop those tendencies to make sure everything's the same all the time, but
good start there from Steve.
I remember playing a singles match once at Bribie Island, and the marker, every time she straightened the jack, the logo of the manufacturer of the jack always had to be facing up. It's to drive me nuts. You have to wait for her to make sure the logo was facing up.
That has been discussed many times with umpires. One of our WBT umpires isn't here this week, but is part of the crew. He's particular about wanting to do that as well. Oh, great bowl from Steve. He's really come on to a good game now.
Taking nice and early
Very
here.
very close to both.
Ooh,
Got them both away.
good shot.
Almost goes now to being the start of the end again. Here we go. On target. Played it with a bit more weight than he's been playing. Gets both bowls away. Steve just wants to slot another bowl in. He's played this end well, and he has done. Pressure back on Jason. Going again. Just under the line this time.
Very aggressive play here from Jason.
It is one of his tendencies. He doesn't hang about, doesn't Jason? He thinks the head's building up against him. Steve's got the opportunity here of slotting another shot in. We're end 8. There's only one more end after this to play this first set. Good again.
He's got a very good end here, Steve. For
Had not made a big target, which is even better from Steve's point of view. Jason just calming himself down here, just coming to have a look at angles and that sort of thing. It's a lonely place when you're out there on your own in singles, and sometimes you just need to take that breath and make your mind up what you're playing. It's called a timeout.
Jason has 4 timeouts remaining.
The first one is used in the game.
wouldn't be surprised if he attacks this again. I think he might have two-thirds. If he kills it on the spot, he may be one down, which would be better off than what he is now. I think he'll attack this.
Both bowls go.
He's going.
Hurry!
He's close.
Close.
2 balls, 2.
Yeah, good
Well
shot.
played. Really well played. It's 2 out of that, I think.
2 shots, Jason Greenslade.
Well, that was a gutsy bowl to play. Here you go. He's shouting at it all the way. 2 bowls. Yeah, both away. Just wait to see where the green bowl goes. It's going to the right of your screen. Scores a 2.
Didn't look like missing. At the moment it left his hand.
Oh, going into the last end of this first set, Jason Greenslade's got a one-shot lead. 6-5.
Three drives in the one end and picks up 2 shots. It's not a bad effort.
Well, this could be a very interesting end of bowls, really. It's been a very good game of bowls so far. Both highly competitive players.
Both have shown that they're not afraid to attack the head either.
Javelin, 28 metres.
Might have just noticed that Matt might be around the opposite way this end. I hope that doesn't drive Steve nuts.
No, I'll have to find out off him. He's the first player that I've seen purposefully turn the mat round. Like I say, I do know a player at this club that's similar. It's one of the things that players are often asked in interviews is superstitions and that. We all have our own different things we like to do, preparation for games, but it's a very interesting one. Close here again.
These guys are really putting on quite a show here in this match.
So many times this happens, the last game of the day, and perhaps some of the spectators have gone home or gone to have the dinners. Often the last game of the day is well worth staying for because we've seen some good bowls over the years. I remember David Gawley played Wayne Hogg here last year in one of the best games of draw bowling I've ever seen. I think there was, well, as we would say over in England, one man and his dog watching. But the quality of play was superb, and I'm glad for you players and spectators at home that have stayed with us tonight, because I'm sure you're getting treated to an excellent game of bowls here. I think he's close again here if he's a good weight.
Oh, geez, they're playing good bowls.
What a great bowl.
Might see another drive here.
Well, if he's holding 2 now, Steve, that's
What's the gap, please?
a set
The
line.
gap between shot bowl is 2 inches.
I'm thinking that he will try to hit this. Let's bring it out, give himself a chance. He's not going big weight. It's
Played a bit of a timer, hoping to get at least one green bowl away. I think this is wide.
really wants it to stay on now.
Well, Steve's got 2 bowls now to Jason's 1. That can always be key as well.
Can't tell his expression. Does that mean the bowl went in or did it stay on?
I think he was steering it.
Well, what do you do here, Steve?
Time out, please.
Yeah, just
I know
taking his
bowl.
time here. He does right. If the bowl of Jason's has stayed on at the back of the ring, he might even just go for covering that with this bowl. But Jason's still got the option of taking just one of the green bowls out.
Steve's going around the back.
Yeah, it looks like he's going deep.
Jason's bowl must have stayed on, the previous one. If he gets to the tee, he will be a good shot. He'll cover both spots.
2 greens. Steve
Yeah,
has
there you
1
go.
left remaining.
Jason's bowl did stay on at the back there, so that is a very good bowl from Steve Halmite.
He probably couldn't have placed that any better. Covers both spots. If the jack does end up near Jason's back bowl, well, Steve can always take it off the rink.
Needs to get one of these bowls away, does Jason.
I like it. He's playing big weight.
Closer.
And he's high. Oh,
Wow.
there you have it. First set, Steve Halmai.
2 shots. Steve Halmine.
Stick around, folks, because this game's just going to get better and better.
Yeah, 7-6 to Steve Halmite from Australia, but is the USA qualifier here. He went over, took a holiday over there, managed to qualify in both the Scottish International Open and the International Open. Successful holiday, that. Still a few in watching. Connor Sinato's still sat at the back there. Anthony Yip. Probably waiting to have practice sessions after this game finishes.
It's been an interesting set, this one.
And Jason just taking a little bit of time over thinking about length of Jack.
I don't think he'll be throwing it short.
You got a practice book for tonight, Kurt, or are you leaving that for in the morning?
Oh, I've got to keep some secrets, Janice.
Good answer. Well,
Jack length 31 metres.
virtually gone tee to tee. Full length Jack here is 31.5 metres.
This game's really, you know, it's got everything. They're both playing great shots. There's a lot of aggression. You know, there's a lot of tactics. Steve playing short, Jason playing long. It's a really entertaining match, this one. Very interesting. I'm just saying the previous game with Murray Glassy and Andy Thompson that I could have walked out of this room and told Murray to change the length, I would have. And then all of a sudden you come into the next match and you can see that both players are really thinking quite heavily about, you know, what length they're going to play and what shots they're going to play. And Steve's just got this on a string. Doesn't matter what length he plays at him.
They definitely settled down, lost the first 3 ends of the first set, but won every end since apart from one, so I'm quite in control.
Seeing the Jack out there like it's a basketball. Good track here. It's a good shot.
One green. One good, sorry.
I'll give another shout out here to my mother. My mother's not a bowler, but she's tuned in. She's in Bundaberg in Queensland. So, good morning, Mother.
One green.
Well, I've had problems in the past here with static noise. And I'm just wondering if that gremlin's appearing in now.
Oh, great shot.
Here we see the shot again. Ball onto Jack. Jack through.
Those guys are really, it's such a shame that everybody's gone for dinner because these guys are putting on an absolute show. Versatile players. Pleasure to watch.
It's certainly been worth staying up for.
He's got to get past that one. I'll be happy with that.
Good to hear your mum listening in. I hope she's tuning in at, what were we saying, it's 7:30 in the evening over in Australia when you play.
Yeah, she'll be tuning in for sure. Sitting there this morning at 20 to 6 Australian time with Leone, tuning in, watching the game.
That's a good thing about World Bowls Tour doing the YouTube streaming now. We get every bowl sent. A lot of times qualifiers have come over in the past, not been able to see any of the games. Now you get to see every bowl sent.
Oh, we're going to hear some clapping. Yep. Oh, it's an absolute amazing setup that the World Bowls Tour have. I mean, in previous years before I started competing in the PBA, I used to tune in and watch it, and I'd like to see it rolled out across Australia a lot more than it is, for bigger matches such as the Golden Nugget at Tweed Heads, and Bowls New South Wales have really taken advantage of live streaming actually through their state championships and things like that, and you know, they have thousands and thousands of viewers. I'd like to see it rolled out a lot more in bowls, make it more available for people to watch.
Well, we're very thankful to the Co-op Funeral Care who put the money in to allow us to do these sort of things. There's a lot of people still believe that TV comes free, but it doesn't, and we're reliant on sponsors. We're very pleased that Co-op is one of our really, really good sponsors. But we can bring you this YouTube stream now, and you get to see every bowl sent. You get to see very good games like this. Anthony Yip and Tony Webb still watching.
Explain to me, Janice, Co-op Funeral Care, I was a bit unfamiliar down the road yesterday or the day before and walked into Co-op, and it was a grocery store. Is it same company?
It's a group of companies.
A group of companies.
Called Co-op. And yes, you are quite right, you'll have walked into the grocery store that is the Co-op.
I bypassed the pub, you'd be happy to know.
You bypass the pub. Well, if you get a Co-op loyalty card, you would have got a discount.
Went down there the first day we got here and bought chocolate milk from there. It was the best chocolate milk I've ever had in my life. I went back and bought another bottle. The UK is a wonderful place.
Is it length, please?
The last bowl.
I think we should pass this on to the Co-op. I'm quite impressed with the chocolate milk.
Steve's having a bit of a giggle to himself there. I don't know what he's laughing about.
Whether he's heard our commentary.
He's always into me about that bloody chocolate milk. It's no good for you.
Well, Jason, can you rest off this bowl?
Good shot.
Close again here. Good position. Really has been a good battle between these two. Into the second set. As Kurt and I, before the game started, said that this could be one of the games that went to a tie-break. Could quite easily go that way.
From what I've seen today, this would be the most high-quality match I've seen of the day.
Certainly, for talking about consistency from both players at the same time.
They're just both such competitive players. Very hardened bowlers. Nothing phases them. They've been there, done that, both of them, and it's good to see they've still both got that killer instinct. Let's look at this.
Great bowl. Sat down even better.
2 green.
Very enjoyable game.
Here we go again.
Just comes in nicely here and gets the friendly little back flop off the shot bowl. Hides the jack. Interesting to see what Jason will play here. He might just hit and hope.
He's looking down the backhand, so I think it'll be a big runner. Oh, he's close. Just one away. It's actually probably half a bowl to wide, and that was all.
2 shots, Steve Hellman. Set scores 0-3 after 2 ends.
Jason's just not seem to be getting the love off the bowls, is he, when he's attacking the head? That's 4 times now that he's hit the head, and he's just had absolutely no love.
Yeah, you're right, and it's one of the shots he relies on. He's having a bit of a smile to himself there.
One thing's for sure, he's not out of this match. I think you'll even probably see Jason step up a little bit more over the next couple of ends.
Yeah, it's a set he has to win. Steve won the first set, 7-6. Really tight set of bowls.
Javelin 26.5 metres.
26.5 metres, a bit longer than what Steve was playing in the first set.
All on pace this, it'll make it all the way back. Good opener again.
These two bowlers are playing so well that my mother has just sent me a message and said, what great bowling. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't even play bowls. So if you're tuning in, you're very lucky to be watching this match.
It's good to hear though. We do get quite a few people flicking around YouTube to see what's on live, and they stop at bowls and they have a watch, and it's great. Get new people in playing. If you're just joining us, this is the 6th match of the Co-op Funeral Care International Open. We've already seen 2 seeds disappear out today. Steve Halmite is trying to make it 3 seeds.
To stop, please.
2 green.
Paul Foster, obviously the big name tags at the competition today.
Yeah, world champion. He's no longer in the event. Jason's gone heavy again and 1 away. Those of you just joining us, David Gawley, defending champion, won his game this morning against Mike McNaughton from Canada. Jonathan Ross was the first seed to disappear at the hands of Mike Stepney. Jamie Chesney stepped through into the 2nd round against Shalom Ben Ami. And then Paul Foster lost to Scott Edwards. And then the game prior to this was Andy Thompson, MBE, who goes into the 2nd round beating Murray Glassy, the New Zealand qualifier.
Jason's really playing an aggressive match here tonight.
Might have the gap.
Oh dear. I said he's not getting much love and it seems to be continuing.
Very, very aggressive, like you say.
It's like being back home, seeing all this aggression.
It's very definitely a feature of Jason's game. Doesn't like to mess about. If Steve puts another in here, what he doesn't want to do is set up a bigger target for Jason.
Oh,
He might go again, 2 bowls go.
he'll be going again. I'll put my house on this one. It's closer to the jack than the bowls.
Got
Just stay
a
on
piece
the
of the
rink.
jack. Toucher in the ditch, is that the closest to the respot?
I would say so.
Looks like it's going to be.
Nearly got the gap there again. Jack stuck its head out there for him.
Having a look at this.
I don't think that's a very effective way to measure. Stepping it out.
I think Jason's quite confident.
Yeah.
1 shot, Jason Greenslade.
And Alan Thornhill hadn't made moves with a measure.
Set score 1-3 after 3 ends.
So what length are we going to be going here, do you think, Janice?
Well, he might even go, yeah, go up and short.
Well, the way he's playing is, you know, it's not a bad, tactically not a bad decision. He's running quite well. If he gets in strife, he can get that jack into the ditch. I just feel as though he's just out of this match at the moment, I feel, Jason.
Jump length 24 metres.
Yeah, it was a scramble at that end to get shot. He needs to scramble his way to winning this set if we're to go into a tie break.
Game's certainly worthy of a tie break.
Clicking his fingers, which normally indicates a player thinks they're running through. Yeah.
It's the first loose draw shot Steve's played for a while. Change of length. Unfamiliar territory. Another good bowl there from Jason.
Certainly made a difference, changing the length.
Steve won't mind his first bowl there. Playing a tight line here, reaching up.
Just overplayed it.
2 red.
Really probably should have been really just trying to draw the shot there, Steve, I feel. He's been drawing quite well and don't really want to get out of that rhythm. Jason's changing his hand here. He's coming around to trying to beat Steve's last bowl. It's a poor bowl, really.
Yeah, there's still the draw on here. Just wondering if he seems to be gearing up to perhaps play a timer.
I think he's going to drive here. I know that lead up very well.
You can tell that look in his face.
Yes. Really pulled that, didn't he?
Yeah, very much under the line. Right sort of pace he wanted, but
Jason, take a breath and draw a shot. Urging it to push.
it's not made the target a lot bigger. There's still the draw there, the forehand draw.
You look at that and there's an urge to reach up there on the forehand to, you know, to trail that jack. I really think Steve should stick to the draw here.
Even if he rests the back bowl of Jason's. What do we think?
Steve has.
Well,
Oh, he's going to drive again.
can't believe what I'm seeing. I've never seen Steve play so aggressive. Oh, it's a fraction high, I think.
3 shots. Jason Gunslow.
We'll talk about that one later, Steve.
Yeah. See it on the replay there. I still think it was the forehand draw myself, but
Especially the way he's been drawing, like he hasn't even hasn't even looked like not drawing a shot. I mean, he's driven twice there and he's missed tight and he's missed wide, and you know you can really lose your touch for a draw shot when you start playing bowls like that.
Jump length 24 and a
I
half
mean, he's a good
metres.
enough player not to, you know, not to let that happen. But I mean, when you're drawing so well, and you know, I would have backed him in to draw that.
I'm just a bit worried about you for tomorrow, because if you're going to mention to Murray about his jack length and you're going to mention to Steve about his driving, I'm just wondering what's going to be on the list for what they're going to mention to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm probably starting to regret that I came in the commentating box today. Might have a few harsh critics when I'm playing tomorrow morning.
It's all right, they might not have listened to their games back by then.
Well, like you've said a few times, Janice, it's quite easy when you're sitting down watching.
Yes, totally. We don't play a bad bowl in here. And this
This is why I think he should have drawn the last end. He's really drawing well. So when you see me doing anything that I've sort of said today, Janice, make sure you just pop your head out the door and yell out and tell me to...
well, you now know that if we step outside this commentary box, you can hear everything,
Yeah.
so...
It's a good shot here.
No, good reply from Jason there.
Steve's reaching up here, nice full draw, confident. What a shot.
Oh, great shot. Very, very good shot there. He goes on to win this match. This could be the changer. Oh, there's been some good bowls in this game though, Kurt. There really has.
It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate this match. I mean, we've seen everything.
Well, Jason's in a bit of trouble here because if he goes very, very quick,
Timeout
you
call.
can't just quite tell the
Jason,
angles when
three
you're
timeouts remaining.
just watching on a TV screen, but I don't think the two green bowls would go clean. But I wouldn't put anything past Jason, because he doesn't like things to start stacking up against him. Gets the front bowl, the jack goes out, and then he gives himself a chance with his last bowl, and that's what he's going for. He's
Missed the
watching
front
it.
one. Oops.
Got one away with that. That was a result.
Well, they do call him the Welsh Wizard. Oh, he's fractionally missed that touch of there of Steve's. That would have been interesting.
That's really what he wanted, which would have opened it fully up for him.
This will be interesting now to see. We'll just see what Steve does here. Doesn't really want to touch the shot bowl here.
I think the players were just warned that the shot clock was going to go off. I heard
To agree.
shot clock operator Mike Davis inform the players. Or Gizmo, as the guys call it. That's a great bowl from Steve there.
I don't know. I think he would have preferred to have left the jack where it was. I mean, this gives Jason a chance now. If he hits this and gets it right, he could make 2 shots out of this on the spot. Steve will still have plenty of room to draw it.
Yeah, going for it.
I don't think he'll miss.
He's very close. Very close.
That's a great shot. That is a great shot.
Been 2 shots on the respot.
These guys are playing unbelievable. Every bowl is changing the head.
And here we go. Look, perfectly on target. Right sort of weight to play.
Brilliant.
Although there's a lot of room there, he still holds the 2 shots. Looks like we're now not operating under shot clock. It's it's not really affected any of the players today, to be fair. Nobody's been close to losing a bowl. We've been down to 4 seconds at one point, but that was the closest, and that was for somebody to call a timeout, so they were well aware of what the time was. All on his pace here. Got to stop. Got to stop.
I think he's done enough.
Just got away with that, I think.
One shot, Steve Howline.
Yeah, look to be running. 4 across after 5 ends. It's nail-biting stuff, this evening entertainment.
Set score 4-4 after 5 ends.
I'm sure the players are enjoying this match just as much as we are watching it. There's nothing better when you're out there playing and you're in a battle. Win or lose, it's always exciting to be playing in a game where so much is happening.
Yeah, good close stuff. I just saw Steve counting out on his fingers there. I think he was working out how many ends he had left to play.
Jack length 24.5 metres.
If I was him, I wouldn't be worrying about that too much yet. We've got 4 ends to go.
Yeah, it's 4 all after 5 ends.
Jason having a bit of a chat to himself there at the back of the rink.
Four ends left to play. Jason's got to win this set to take us into a tie-break. What more would you be doing on your Sunday evening? Watching The Voice or something on TV, but you'd be better here with us. And where this game's been going, I think we're in for an exciting 4 ends to finish off this second set, and then I certainly wouldn't pass us being sat here for another 3 ends for a tie-break. But Steve Halmite is playing exceptionally good drawing bowls. And here's another.
On green.
Jason just slipping past there a little bit. It's in the scoring zone. Steve very determined.
Yeah, could do with slotting another one in here, really. Looks close.
Come back from there.
Asking it to sit down, and it does.
Got over that scoop grip.
It was amazing, that one at the first end. Good line here from Jason. What's your weight like, Jason?
Oh. This is a good shot here. Oh.
Oh, holes for bowls, as they say, right through the gap.
I'll say it again. I've said it, I think, 2 or 3 times now. He's not getting much love, Jason.
Unbelievable, this piece of the jack or even a little feather on the green bowl
Green.
I mean,
would have got him shot.
only enough room for his bowl to go there, wasn't there?
Sounds like he's saved one. It's just 1 to Steve at the moment. Steve's urging this on.
Oh.
Gone through the same. There must definitely be a gap there for bowls. They've both put one through it.
On green. Steve has 2 timeouts remaining.
I think you can be... This is amazing.
Look at
that
the
2
angle
bowls.
of this.
Look at that. And even missed Jason's bowl that went through there. It ended up a nothing bowl in the end, really. Jason will be pretty close here. Just touch the jack, he'll make a 3 here. He's on a good track.
Be urging this up to the jack. Very close. Urging it on. Through the hole again. It might have got shot.
That's a good shot.
But it was almost a perfect shot.
Any touch of that jack and he was He was laughing there. Still, he will be happy to get the shot out of that.
Little touch on this jack, and it will get him 3 shots.
Set score 5-4 after 6 ends.
That gap there, a 3rd bowl in a row to go through that gap. See a longer end here.
Yep, going back to his mid-length jack.
Javelin 27 metres.
Three ends left to play. What's been an exceptionally good game of bowls here tonight at Blackpool Newton Hall Indoor Bowls Club.
So, Janice, you got any tips for me playing Mervyn tomorrow morning? I believe you had a game against him not too long ago.
Yeah, I drew him in the last 32 of the World Championships back in January, and I've looked back at the game on YouTube, which is what you can do with these games, which is brilliant, and I was quite happy the way I played. A few people had said to me, you played really well, but you come off a green having got beat, and you think, oh, I can't have played that well, but I look back at it, and he came up with some really outstanding drawing bowls. He's master of the draw. I know they like to call him master of the draw, and he truly was that day. He's a true gent. Lovely bloke, darn him. But, but no, it's all about beating him to the draw. But I think it's the same with a lot of the top 16. If you can get that first bowl in.
He does have a very freakish ability, though, Mervyn, to draw the impossible, doesn't he?
Yes, there's times where you might look at a head and say, oh, it's a running bowl here. There's only 3 inches to draw. Mervyn King's your man to draw within that 3 inches.
Last ball counting.
That's a great effort for you to get to the last 32 there in the World Indoor.
Yes, I won the Lincoln qualifier and got to play Mervyn, so it just shows you enter these qualifiers. A lot of people think it's men only, but it isn't. They're open qualifiers. Anybody can have a go. And this year, for the first time, there was 3 ladies in the last 32. And I was the first ever English woman to make the last 32, so something I'm very, very proud of. I'll certainly be trying to get back again. I was talking about this before, Kurt. I think once you've been to one of these events and played in them, you want to get back again.
Well, I haven't even played a game yet, and I want to come back already. That's a great bowl there from Steve.
Good bowl again. If it just sat down, it would tip. Yeah, it's just sat it out. That's the thing about Mervyn. Just try and get in soon and force him into playing some running shots. And I can't even say he's got a weakness in that area, unfortunately, but he is master of the draw. Whatever happens, I will guarantee you now you'll enjoy the game against him.
Jason stalking this one.
The other thing to recommend is if you happen to see him at the bar, buy him plenty of red wine before he goes to bed tonight. Well, Steve's got to be a little bit careful here. In fact, I think he will be quite happy to hold the one shot, really.
It's interesting, he's changed his hand.
Doesn't want to turn Jason's bowl over. played a wide line.
It would have been a little bit safer maybe to play the forehand, but it looks like he's happy to take the one. It was probably a little practice bowl there.
Final shot.
5-all now. 2 ends to go in this second set.
Set score 5-5.
Great high quality
7-8.
match.
Oh yeah, you can't call this at the moment. Steve just won the first set by 1. Anthony Yip stayed about to watch this game. Eddie from Drake's Pride in the middle there. Sat in between Connor Sinato and Nicky Bretsmont. Just getting his phone out to text us, no doubt.
Jack length 25 metres.
Back to Steve's comfortable length here. The mat on the tee and the jack short. It's not a bad tactic to play against somebody like Jason, who's playing quite an aggressive game. You keep that jack away from the ditch. I know back home you play the likes of Ryan Bester and players like that, and you always keep that jack as far away from the ditch as you possibly can. You're playing against players that just don't seem to miss, and obviously Jason's got a very good eye for his conversion shots, as well as drawing too, may I add.
It's under the line here.
This game's that high quality, I don't really want it to end, Janice.
No, just thinking that 2 ends left. However much you like these long days to sometimes finish so that you can put your feet up and have something to eat. At the end of the day, games like this, so enjoyable to watch. Jason's going again here. Got the jack.
Yep.
There you go, onto the respot.
Oh, look at this.
Fresh game again. Will that ball stay in the rink? Looks like it has. Yes, it's just stayed in the rink.
That's a very fortunate result.
One of the guide spots on the rink there that the umpires put down to give them an idea was very helpful, because it just showed that Jason's ball just stayed inside of it.
A big good morning to another one of our lady bowlers back home in Australia, Janet Healy. She's just tuned in to watch the finish of this game.
I've just been informed that a big percentage of our viewers at the moment are from Australia. Well, good morning to you all out there. Hope you've got a nice sunny day out there. Thanks for getting up so early to join us, but it's certainly worth it if you're watching this game. I'm reliably informed that the moon's just showing its face over here, so we're at that time of day. They arrived to daylight and we'll be going home to moonlight. How romantic. Good ball from Jason, that. Steve's still got room.
Well, the way he's been playing, Janice, you won't be surprised if he draws this.
He's on a really good track.
So worried about how much it's going to turn right about now. Really rips away on that hand, as you can see there. I think Jason's got an opportunity here if we can make this one count.
Timeout called.
Yeah, Jason was just
timeout remaining.
checking how many timeouts he had left. Still got 1 timeout left. He'll want to hang on to that. So he's taking a timeout here. Room to draw. Two-shot lead going into the last end of this second set would be nice for Jason. He's clicking his fingers at it.
I think he looks pretty good here.
Needs to stop for him. Needs to stop.
No. He won't be happy about that one.
Well, no, because if he's only counted one shot, Steve's only got to count the last end.
One shot. Jason Greenslade.
Yeah, one shot. Disappointing ball there from Jason, really. Kind of wondered whether he played with a little bit of weight because he didn't mind tucking the jack, but just overplayed it to even get second shot. Exciting last end of this second set now, folks. Jason Greenslade leads it 6-5. Steve Halmai's already got the first set in the bag.
The true champion that Jason is, I don't think that last bowl will worry him too much. He's been around a long time. He'll know that how important this first bowl is right now, coming up.
Jack length 27 metres.
Interesting that he's thrown this length. Thought he might have taken the mat up again after he picked up a 3 the previous few ends ago when he brought the mat up.
Yeah, that made a big difference in this set, getting that count of 3. We'd not had anything count-wise like that prior to that, and it looks like a good start from Jason here.
That's just what he needed. If you've just joined us, welcome to all our Australian viewers back home. Watching Steve Halmai playing Jason Greenslade. Very eager to see how this end's going to play out, Janice.
Yeah, it's Steve didn't want to be short with that and wasn't, but would have hoped to have just got a piece of the red bowl. Well, Steve needs to get a piece of the red bowl. Looks closer, very close here. Solid would do him.
Oh,
What a great
shot.
bowl.
Great shot.
Oh, it's been a really good game of bowls to watch as this.
What's the gap, please?
The gap is 5 inches.
Such a hard shot to play on this surface, and he's played it, he's executed it perfectly.
Yeah, had to try and play it again because he wanted to hold the one shot here to put the pressure back on Jason. Jason's playing a timer. Will this hang off? It's not going to move. Now, if Steve puts another bowl in here, I really do feel he needs another good second, Kurt, because if Jason did just take that bowl out clean, it would put pressure on his last bowl. Oh, it's very exciting, this. Nail-biting stuff, especially if you're sat over there in Australia watching. Chance for our third seed to drop out today. 6 games. Already had 2 seeds go.
Well, Jason, what do you play here?
Well, I think that forces Jason into going harder. Probably forces him to play the shot that he needed to try with his last one.
The way Steve's playing, it's... I don't really know what he's going to do here. I can't see it. A drive's not going to help him, I don't think. It's going to leave Steve too much room. And at the moment, if you leave Steve 8 inches, he's drawing the shot. I think he's got to draw the shot, I think.
Jason Greenslade. This to stay in the International Open.
On the line, please. Sorry.
here at Blackpool Newton Hall. Just needs to resettle himself, just got a bit of a disturbance there.
He's drawing the shot. I think this is the right shot to play.
Going for the brave shot. Seen a few of those today. Good height.
Great track here.
Well, Jason, all on your pace.
This is a good shot. Oh no,
Very
he's
close
stopping.
this.
Stopping.
Just pulled short. Steve Halmite.
One shot. Second set. Match. Steve
Tied the second set, that's all he needed. He won the first set. We now have 3 seeds disappeared from the event. Can we have some more tomorrow? We'll have to see. Join us at 9:45. Thanks for your company and all the very best in the event, Kurt.
Thanks, Janice. I really enjoyed commentating alongside you today, and I'm really looking forward to getting out on the rink tomorrow. But take it easy on me.
I will do. I promise to. Thanks very much, viewers, for joining us. Join us again 9:45 tomorrow morning. Thanks for your company.
All of you.